Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here once again, and I am here today to talk about sex scenes. Now, first off, there has been some controversy. First off, actually, what I wanted to say was that we were supposed to do a Dark Winds video. Safi couldn't handle it, so we're going to have to do that tomorrow. You know, when we were supposed to do the video, she got really sleepy and she took a nap instead. So anyways, there has been some controversy created by the mainstream media and the idiots and the retards and the Puritan losers, basically condemning Christopher Nolan for putting sex scenes in Oppenheimer and condemning people who do sex scenes. And then Cillian Murphy came out. He said that sex scenes were the most awkward part of their jobs, actors that is, which there's a couple of points to that, because I want to talk about what he said, and then I want to talk about what the Puritan losers have said. So, yes, sex scenes are awkward. They're inherently awkward because, you know, if you're a guy and you get aroused, it's very embarrassing, and it's like, that's kind of like, you know, because it's not real. You know, you're just play pretending. And then on the other side, you know, just for both genders, it's very embarrassing just to undress in front of all these people and play pretend like that. So I get it. But the funny thing is that they've made it 10 times more awkward with their little made-up sex police job that they created. And that's what I'm going to call those people now, sex police. You know, adding in another person to the mix. You know, usually when you film sex scenes, the goal is to have a limited set with a limited amount of people. Oh no, now they have added another person to the mixture. But number two, I find it really weird. This weird feeling that actors have about sex scenes. They have no problem playing pedophiles. They have no problem playing slave owners, rapists, or murderers. They have no problem playing gangsters, but when it comes to just having, consensual sex, it's really, really hard for actors now. It's really difficult. It's so hard. It's like, I don't know. It's like going to the, whatever they call it, to get a driver's license. The driver's motor vehicle, whatever the fuck, those fucking, bitchy old people that treat you like a criminal for getting a license. So that's what I would say to what Cillian Murphy said. You know, I just think it's bogus. I think it's like, yeah, it's awkward, but why doesn't anyone ever come out and say, like, you know, it was really hard to play that killer. It was really hard to shoot that guy in the head, play pretend wise on screen. Nobody ever does that. Why is that? Isn't that kind of troubling? Okay, now, what was even worse was the response from the idiots and the Puritan losers. They all said the same predictable things.
Sex scenes aren't necessary. Sex scenes aren't necessary to the plot. All sex scenes do is add nudity to a movie. Wah!
And then there were some idiots saying, Oh my god. Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan denied the children from seeing Oppenheimer. Hey, retard. Did you ever heard of the fast forward button, you fucking nutless... I mean, seriously? You've never heard of the fast forward button? Or the skip button where you could skip to the next scene? Or, just covering the child's eyes, having the child go out of the room for a couple of seconds. Like, are you seriously that fucking stupid? Like, they've done that tons of times in classrooms and schools. They fast forward through scenes, or they skip through scenes. That's nothing new. Maybe it's new to people who don't know anything or something, but classes do that. That's normal. As well, we get the classic sex scenes aren't necessary argument, which we see over and over and over again, and it's the same old people. These people have no problem with violence, drug use, like all this degeneracy on screen. But when it comes to consensual sex, it's really, really unnecessary. And you know what I would say to that? It's unnecessary for movies to exist. It's unnecessary for characters to walk on screen. It's unnecessary for people to eat food on camera. It's unnecessary for people to drive on camera. It's unnecessary for people to go to the bathroom in movies. You see how stupid that sounds? I mean, because to these characters, consensual sex is a part of their lives. Just like going to the bathroom, eating, all that stuff. But no, it's too hard. Well, we can't see that now. Oh no. We have to demonize sex and make sex like a taboo thing. In the media, this is the same media that when Florence Pugh this is the same media that when Florence Pugh wears a see-through dress, the media comes out and says, "Oh my God, look how she's empowering women. You can see through her dress, her average, boring, bland, naked body. Wow, that's really empowering." But then, this same media is the one that says, sex scenes are bad. And I even saw there was this one weird woman. And you can tell that she's the type who says that Harry Potter is bad for children because they're gonna be initiated into you-know-what, witchcraft and all that crap. She said that actors should refuse to be in sex scenes, which I think is just the most asinine thing. But you know what? It happens. It does happen. And you know what happens after that? Okay, I'm on the phone with someone now. Hey, let's just pretend Cillian Murphy didn't have balls. Cillian, I loved your work in Batman Begins, and you seem like you're pretty good, but you haven't been used very much. I got this movie. It's really good. It has a sex scene in it, though, and sex is cool, and I don't know why sex has become some sort of a frowned upon thing in America, but there's a sex scene in the movie.
No, I am not going to do that, because I am Killian Murphy and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Okay, Killian, nice talking to you. Bye. Bing! Hung up the phone. You know what I do next? Ring, 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 ring. Hello, Brad Pitt. I got this movie. It's really good. It's got lots of action and a sex scene and some horror stuff too, and it's really good. Oh, what was that? Oh, yeah, there is a sex scene in the movie. It is integral to the plot. You know why? Because I'm the writer and I wrote it. And so, yeah, I mean I wrote it. So I mean that makes it integral to the plot, right?
Okay, Marco. I'll be in your movie. Who am I gonna do the sex scene with?
I don't know about that. Let me just call up some actresses and see who's interested. But so you'll do it, right?
As long as I don't have to do a sex scene with Lena Dunham, I will do the movie.
Okay, Brad Pitt, you sound really weird, like you turned into a monster or something. Bye-bye. Ding! Bing! 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 You guys see how that works? That's what happens when an actor won't do a sex scene. And I mean, that's just... If you are willing to go on screen, take out a gun, and shoot someone... I mean, remember what Alec Baldwin did? I mean, Alec Baldwin... Has Alec Baldwin ever done a sex scene? Because if he hasn't, then, oh, God... not that we would ever want to see that. That's really gross. Ew. Could you imagine Alec Baldwin having sex? Ew. Ew, gross. Ew. But I mean, come on. Alec Baldwin. What he did on the set of that Western movie that probably is gonna suck donkey dick. That was bad. I mean, he did something on that set. And you're telling me that he shouldn't also be willing to do a sex scene? And keep in mind, sex scenes, people make a big deal about them. They say, I just fast forward. I just skip them. They're so unnecessary. I'm gonna cry. Sex scenes, in general, they pretty much only last like a minute or less. And you're telling me you can't handle a minute or less of people having consensual sex on camera? I mean, come on. I could understand if it was a rape movie like I Spit on Your Grave, where the rape scene is like practically the whole movie, but this is just ridiculous. And, it's really funny because there was this really hot babe on Facebook. Her name was Stephanie something, and she had like a European look, and she had like Audrey Hepburn style hair, and she was like, what is it with all this sex negative talk? You can it's really empowering to have sex behind closed doors, but to do sex scene in public, no, I am sick and tired of this negativity towards sex. And I was like, wow. And I looked at her profile, and I got really excited, and guess what? She's married. It's like, you know why? Because she was on the market, and somebody saw, like, oh, wow, that woman, she's got balls. And so it was like, yeah, I'll take her along with some French fries and a medium chocolate shake. And by the way, today, McDonald's... Their ice cream machine was broken. And then I go over to Wendy's, and they took their Frosty machine out. So I didn't have any shake with my food. That just pisses me off. So, anyways, yeah, we need to get over this whole sex scenes are bad phenomenon. And then there was this other weird bitch, and she said that we never had any problem with sex scenes back in the olden days because they didn't do sex scenes. Before the Hays Code ruined everything and turned cinema into trash temporarily, threw the whole system out of whack, movies were very explicit. I mean, very explicit compared to, what people would think. They didn't have any qualms about showing, boo doo boo doo boo and boo boo doo boo boo, if you know what I mean. Like, they didn't have any problem with that, like this whole nonsense. And then somebody else who probably has an IQ the size of a Tic Tac. What does that mean? An IQ the size of a Tic Tac? Somebody else said, and I noticed it was like 90% women who had a problem. And then you had 10% beta male cucks, probably soy boys. So this person, and I don't care about their gender, but I mean, it is kind of telling. Because, I mean, it just naturally, I feel like women, a lot of them look at sex scenes differently because, I don't know, they think about if they had to do that, it would be really awkward for them, which, that's fine. But this one woman said that, like, no golden age movie ever had sex in it, or no iconic movie ever had sex in it. I just think that is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. And the one example I'll give is Midnight Cowboy. Midnight Cowboy had a gang rape sequence that was like kind of hinted at. It had multiple sex scenes. It had other stuff in it. Midnight Cowboy is known as one of the greatest movies ever made in the history of cinema. So this whole anti-sex narrative is just completely modern bullshit. It is just completely fabrication of faggoty losers who need to just not watch movies. Like, okay, you don't like sex scenes in movies? Go read a book. Oh yeah, they have sex in books too. Fucktard. Okay, so anyways, please like this video. Comment. Tell me, what is the hottest sex scene you've ever seen? Because I think the rape scene in the I Spit on Your Grave remake is probably the hottest sex scene I've ever seen. And I don't care. I mean, it's just like, it's a fucking movie. Get over it. And then please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to hear me talk more about sex scenes in movies, because I like talking about that kind of thing sometimes. So goodbye, everybody. See you soon for Dark Winds if Safi doesn't go to sleep again. Bye-bye.